It has been 4 months since I purchased 50% of Kahawa Pride FC, a professional football club based just north of Nairobi, Kenya. Since then, myself and our team on the ground have already taken several initiatives to improve the club. We've worked on providing employment opportunities to our players by providing transportation, we've delivered new training gear to our senior team, women's team, and youth teams, and we even have a state-of-the-art club facility being constructed and outfitted to serve as our headquarters for years to come. And in this video, I am breaking down the most crucial piece of this entire operation, our players. I'm revealing our starting 11 from our star veterans to our youngsters and everyone in between. This is Road to the Kenyan Premier League, Episode 3. If you're new to the series, Kahawa Pride is a grassroots club that currently play in Regional League, Kenya's 5th tier of professional football. Jersey Bird has manufactured for the club since 2023, but after working closely with the team throughout 2024, we struck a deal and I became an owner. Our mission is simple: reach and win the Kenyan Premier League. After finishing their last season with 16 wins, 4 draws, and only 5 losses, the Pride earned their first promotion since 2016, rising from County League to Regional League, the 5th tier of the Kenyan football pyramid. But this season, a combination of off-the-field issues and heightened competition have us second to bottom of the table with just 5 wins, 2 draws, and 11 losses in a league where the bottom 4 clubs get relegated. Despite the rough season, our team really is filled with underrated talent, both young and old, which you will see in our starting 11. In quick context on the program as a whole, on the men's side, we have 5 youth teams, 1 B/development team, and our top men's senior team. And on the women's side, we have the Lionesses, our top women's team. The history of Kahawa Pride FC goes all the way back to 2005 with so much lore and information that even I am just now learning about and understanding. We'll save the full history for another video since we're just focusing on the senior men's team starting lineup in this one, but this truly is one of the coolest grassroots football organizations in all of Kenyan football. So let's get into it. Starting off with our formation, we run a 4-2-3-1 scheme masterminded by our head coach Kim and technical director Otto, who have managed the senior team since 2022. It's an aggressive formation that fits our style of play, which consists of a high press, lots of team play and passing throughout the midfield, and a relentless tempo. Moving into the players, we have to start off with our captain and club legend, Robert Manyora. At 23 years old, Manyora joined our academy at just 6 years old, but throughout his career has spent time at multiple high-level clubs like Division II clubs Alphonse FC and Githurai All-Stars. He is the undisputed playmaker of the team, leading us in assists, and he's involved with nearly every single goal we score, and as you can see in these highlights, he also has a solid shot and can score when he wants to. I've given him a Centurion card as he has well over 100 appearances with the club. He's been in our program for nearly 2 decades, and he's won multiple awards over the years, never misses a training session, and has participated in many of the club's community service events over the years. De Bruyne is his player comparison. Both are elite playmakers known for pinpoint passes, and because of this, I've also given Manyora the incisive pass play style attribute. Now, let's jump to the defense, starting off with our goalkeeper, John Zakayo. At 30 years old, Zakayo is one of the oldest players in the squad. With over 12 years of regional and county league experience, he transferred to our club last season, only expecting to be a backup, but after our star keeper began struggling with off-field issues this season, he was called up to be the starter, and he's performed at a high level. He's a veteran presence that also trains our other keepers in our academy, and he coaches at 3 different schools in the area. Without grass to play on, he gets torn up pretty much every single match, but he never misses a chance to play, making his player comparison Emiliano Martinez another world-class keeper who's one of the toughest in the game. Next up, we have our right back, Stephen Chiari. At 23 years old, Chiari is one of only 2 players still on the squad that started in our very first match after rebranding to Kahawa Pride FC in 2022. He's arguably one of the best right backs to ever come through our program, and at 23 years old, he's entering his prime after signing with us in 2023. He's humble, quiet, and mostly keeps to himself. He keeps his tackles clean and almost never gets bookings. He isn't afraid to support offensively when the opportunity comes, as he's been known to score here and there, including this insane volley off a corner kick that he absolutely buried into the top right corner. His player comparison is Kyle Walker, another clean but elite defender, tough to get past and clinical with his tackles. Moving on to our right center back, we have James Masharia. At 1.9 meters tall, 6'4" for our American viewers, the 26-year-old defender is the tallest on the squad, an imposing presence in our back four. You can literally see him at any time, even from across the pitch, and he's also one of the quiet leaders and motivators of the younger players, serving as the warm-up coach for both our women and our development team. His player comparison is Antonio Rudiger, mostly because of his speed and aggressiveness, but also from his leadership qualities. As an opponent, do not mistake his quietness for weakness, because he will run you over. Next up, we have our left center back, Victor Ashinga. At 32 years old, Ashinga has had an insane career, making his Premier League debut at just 17 years old. He played for 6 different Premier League clubs between 2010 and 2023, primarily as a midfielder, before signing with us in 2023 to wind down his storied career. Because he's a midfielder who converted to a center back, his comparison is David Alaba, another top talent who transitioned from midfielder to center back. A true leader, Ashinga is head of the administration department at Kenya Footballers Welfare Association, which ensures players in Kenya get treated fairly and avoid exploitation. And he also founded his own company, Sports for Greener Environment, which is a sponsor of our women's team. He played all 90 minutes of every single match last season, which is just insane for any player, especially one at his age. But that is why he has a Streets Won't Forget card with a backbone chemistry attribute. He's had an impact at so many organizations and really has helped Kenyan football as a whole. Moving on to our left back, we have 25-year-old Kevin Mina, the only other player aside from Kiari who started in our very first match after the 2022 rebranding. His player comparison is Joao Cancelo, because they are both right backs who converted to left back. This season, we were in need of a pure left back, but didn't have one, so Mina changed from right back to left back and has been more than a good enough replacement, maintaining his status as a consistent starting defenseman. He can also make offensive plays, supporting in the midfield when the opportunity presents itself, always generating opportunities for our attacking forwards. Now, getting into the defensive midfield, we have Benson Govid. At 17 years old, he is the youngest player on the team and has been in our academy program since he was 13 years old. Govid is not the type of player you try to dribble past. It's not easy to get by him, and he isn't afraid to make aggressive challenges, which is why I've given him the bruiser playstyle attribute. He's definitely the hottest head on the team, a very, very competitive player who's known to get a red card here and there, making his player comparison Gennaro Gattuso, a defensive midfielder who was also one of the most aggressive in his era. Next up, we have our left defensive midfielder, Alvin Asena. Asena is by far the most composed dribbler on the squad. He's super calm under pressure, earning himself a press-proven play style and making his player comparison prime Busquets from Barcelona. He joined our youth academy program way back in 2012, and aside from a 2-year stint with Division II club City Sport FC, he's been a key part of our squad for over a decade. He's 29 now, another veteran presence on the team, and a consistent starter in our midfield. On the right wing, we have Brian Masharia, a 20-year-old winger who joined our academy in 2012 at the age of 7 and also serves as our U9 head coach and development team assistant coach. During his youth development, he played midfielder, winger, and striker, making him an all-around utility forward that can play in any scheme. His player comparison is Firmino, another player who can excel in any offensive position regardless of the circumstances. On the left wing, we have Felix Camal, another original youth prospect from our academy. He joined our youth program in 2017 at the age of 9, and despite being just 17 years old, he has solidified his spot in our starting lineup. He's an exciting player to watch, not afraid to try skill moves mid-match, and has even caused fights on the pitch after embarrassing defenders, making his player comparison Bradley Barcola, another dynamic and exciting winger that no defender wants to face. He's also the fastest player on the team with the highest pace attribute of anyone on the squad, always making the most of his chances like he does here, scoring off a Masharia rebound. And finally, up top, we have Kevin Gotto. At 20 years old, Gotto joined our program in 2024 and has recently earned his starting spot as our center forward. He can out-hustle everyone, always pressing and disrupting the opponent's back line, making his player comparison Dembele, another dangerous attacker who is known to press hard. Usually, he's a left winger because he is left-footed and has a good crossing ball, but for now, we have him starting up top. And last but not least, we have our coaching staff. And remember, we have a lot of youth teams. So we have a total of 11 different coaches, but here are the 3 main coaches of our senior teams. First up, we have Susan Njoki. Susan leads the Lionesses, our women's team, and our U13 Cubs, managing and developing stars like Tabitha Wambui, who has made multiple appearances for the Kenyan youth national teams. She is also a Bundesliga youth ambassador, has worked extensively and led many community service projects over the years, and is a crucial piece of our media team, gathering sideline content at every match. On the men's side, Lawrence Kamuhou, aka Coach Kim, manages the senior team. Kim grew up in the program and began coaching younger teams within the academy in 2012 as a U16 player. As a player, he himself was a top talent and the top goal scorer on our Golden Era team in 2016 that completed an undefeated season. After our club fell on hard times in 2017, he played one season for powerhouse club UMA FC before returning to Kahawa Pride to fully focus on rebuilding our program alongside Daniel Otto, the third key figure at our club. Otto, our director of football operations, has also grown up in the Kahawa Pride Academy and has coached our academy teams since 2012, developing many of the top talents we see on our senior team today. Another elite talent as a youth, Otto earned a scholarship to play football at Kenyatta University, arguably the best high school football program in the country. As a U20 player in 2016, he was called up to Premier League club Chemelil Sugar FC's youth program, spending a year there before returning to Kahawa Pride to focus on coaching our top academy players. He is also the newly elected Kenya Football Federation youth representative for the Nairobi East region, and overall a very key piece in all our operations. So there you have it, the 2025 Kahawa Pride FC starting 11 and staff. We only have 3 games left in the season as we continue to fight our way out of relegation, so stay tuned, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we will be back with episode 4 very soon. If you want to support the club, the 2025 home shirt is on sale now. I will link it below, and all the proceeds go directly to the club. We have a ton of things going on behind the scenes, including new hires, a new gym and training facility, new training kits and apparel, and a brand new state-of-the-art team clubhouse to serve as the headquarters for all our operations. We're saving those for episode 4. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.